want to tell you about our bear story. Every year we go camping in Wyoming in a very remote area. We take our boat into this camp spot and you have this whole mountainside to yourself, and it's pretty awesome. Well, this one year we had just gotten our 4 little boys to sleep and we heard footsteps coming towards our tent. And we soon realized those footsteps were bears. And the bears came and they surrounded our tent and they were pushing up the tent. We actually had one bear come up and push his nose into the tent and smell our 4-year-old's mouth. And it's kind of funny because our 4-year-old is the one that loves candy. So he'd probably snuck some candy that night and probably had eaten some, and so the bear was probably smelling his candy. But these bears would not leave us alone. And there was one time that they kind of walked away, and so my husband and I made a plan. We thought we should maybe turn on some lights, our headlamps, and we should make some loud noise and it will scare them. And so we did that, and they actually came right back. And so it kind of made us think, maybe these aren't black bear, maybe these are grizzlies. Because usually black bear get scared. We did have bear spray, but we realized that before we went to bed that the bear spray had a leak. And so we had thrown the bear spray out of the tent. So we felt pretty helpless. It was the longest night of our lives. Those bears would not leave us alone. And I have never done so much praying and so much shaking and so much peeing. Sounds crazy, but that's what happened. We couldn't wait for the sun to rise. Our boys thought it was, luckily our boys slept through the whole thing, but they thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And I have never been so terrified in my life. I have researched how to be safe out in the woods while you're hiking and while you're camping. So here is what I've come up with. When you're hiking, you want to make lots of noise. So I recommend for kids, my kids always have sticks in their hands. Knock sticks together, talk loud. My kids are usually super loud. But you don't ever want to surprise a bear and be quiet. So try and make loud noises in the wilderness. You should have bear spray on you at all times. I would also suggest a blowhorn. So have a loud noise that you can blow and it will scare the bear away.
Never have enough cowbell.
You can also use cowbells. You can even hang a cowbell on your backpack, and that will be a constant noise. The bear will know you're coming. So if you encounter a bear, you want to try and be calm. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but it is best to be calm. You don't ever want to scream, and you don't want to run. The bears will think that you're prey. And so if you encounter a bear, you want to be calm, you want to talk in a monotone voice, you want to wave your hands in the air. 3.
Like you just don't care.
So make sure you don't look the bear in the eye, but you want to look at them, and so you know where they're at. And you can back up slowly, or also they recommend that you walk sideways to try and get away, but you keep your eye on them, so that way you don't trip if you're walking sideways. A lot of times the bears will stand up when they're curious. So they'll stand up on their hind legs, and that a lot of times that means that they're curious and they want to smell you. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to attack. Also, if you're hiking in a remote area, it's best to not hike with dogs, because a lot of times dogs can stir up conflict with the bear. So if the bear attacks. Now,
The thing to do, the experts say, with a black bear attack is to try to avoid them, back away slowly, never turning your back on them, and in the event that they won't let you leave and they charge you, to try to fight back. Like your life depends on it, because it does. Our snouts are super sensitive, so if you could hit one on the snout or in the eyes, mucous membrane areas on bears tend to be a little more sensitive, so if you could get their eyeballs or nose holes, any other kind of mucous orifices that you might come across.
Okay, so if a grizzly bear attacks, you need to act like you're dead. So you lay down on the ground. Guys, lay down on the ground. Cover your head, cover your neck and your head. If you have a backpack, put the backpack over your head. Cover your neck and your head and stay on your stomach the whole time. Okay, you need to spread your legs because that will keep you from being turned over. Make sure you stay on your stomach. If he flips you over, flip back over onto your stomach. and act like you're dead, but make sure you also cover your neck and your head. That's very important so you can keep that safe. I have been so scared to sleep in a tent since our incident. So if you're camping, you can get electric fences to go around your tent, and they're solar panel. There's also battery ones, but they're solar panel ones, and you can backpack with them. They're not huge and bulky. And then also you want to keep your food in a bear bin that's safe, or if you don't have bear bins, then you want to hang them from a tree up high and keep them away from where you're sleeping. Our biggest mistake, I think, was we ended up setting our tent up by our fire that we had. It's pretty close to our fire, and that's where we had cooked our food that night. Don't ever do that. Set your tent away from the fire where you've cooked your food, and then also don't put your tent by where you have your food stored. So we hope we didn't scare you guys with our story, and we want you to know that the outdoors are awesome. We don't want you to be scared of the outdoors, but just come prepared. Mainly bring bear spray that doesn't have a leak. Anything else? Thanks for watching.
Bye.